Hey, it's Jamila, and we are talking about dealing with fear of failure. So, I'm going through a situation right now, which I'll share with you in a bit, that kind of brought this to the fore. And so, this video is kind of spontaneous because it's on my mind, and I wanted to put this out there to share what I'm going through, my process, and working through it. And hopefully, if it's something that you're dealing with, you find what I'm sharing to be of value and of some use. So just to give you a little bit of background and history, I did a video on self-worth and how I really had to overcome self-doubt and kind of losing my belief in myself. That was what the video was about, sorry. Belief in myself. So just to give you some history, I had started a business back in 2006, had it for 4 years. It made money, but it never became profitable, so I ended up having to close it in 2010 because of the economy. That was the first time anything like that had ever happened to me. I had never failed at anything, and so that was a big blow. And then just about 2 years later, I ended up going through a very painful divorce after 14 years of marriage. That was a failure or another blow. And then I lost my first son, and of course, what happened to him wasn't my fault, wasn't his fault, but as a mother, you feel a responsibility because you feel like even though you could not have known, you feel like you should have known to be able to protect your child. And so that was kind of a failure, as far as a blow to my belief in myself. But let me tell you how I looked at those, okay? So the first one, that the loss of that business in 2010 actually opened up the way for me to get into coaching, and at that time into fitness coaching. And that opened up a whole new world to me to be able to help people reach their goals in a very specific way. I kind of always done that. If you look at my website and you read my About Me, I'm kind of talking about, the coaching that I've done throughout my life. But this was the first time I was really able to use it in this specific category of like health and wellness. And then helping myself. So closing that business opened up the way for this new opportunity. The end of my first marriage, 18 months later, I met and married the love of my life. So if that hadn't ended, I wouldn't be in the relationship that I am right now, which is amazing. And with the loss of my son, there is no silver lining on that, because when you lose your child, there is no, there's nothing, on that until you get them back in the resurrection and we're able to hold him and have him with us again here on the earth. However, in the meantime, we were blessed with a second son, and all of the things that we learned through that process with my son, losing him and dealing with the NICU and things like that, all of that knowledge allowed us to protect his brother, our second son. And so now he is here and was able to have a much better outcome because of what we learned from that situation. So Will Smith made a video and he talked about failure, or somebody posted a video of him or whatever, and he brought out how it's not really a failure, it's what you learn from it. And so that's how I've kind of looked at these different scenarios and circumstances in my life is, okay, that happened, but what came from it? What did I learn? What am I not going to do again? Or what am I going to do differently, right? So that's really how you want to approach any mistakes you've made in the past. You don't want to allow them to continue to haunt you and prevent you from pursuing greater opportunities. Because if I had allowed fear to step in, I never would have become a coach. I never would have, started dating my wonderful husband, and I never would have had another child. So all of these blessings that I have, I wouldn't have if I had not, if I had just given up and given into fear, like, oh, well, what happened could happen again. Sure, it could, but more likely than not, it won't. And so that's kind of where you have to shift your mindset. And you can do some research here. I'm not going to walk you through a process because I don't want to make this video too long, but you can do some searching here on YouTube and find the process for uncovering or getting to the root of your inner limiting beliefs. It's a very simple process. It's not something. It's something you actually can walk through, do it on your own. But it's helpful sometimes if somebody walks you through it. But once you dig down and find that belief, then you can say, okay, that's it. At the core, like, oh man, because the core belief might be I'm a failure, right? So no matter what you do, no matter what kind of affirmations you say, if you don't deal with that core belief, it won't matter. So I went through the process of eliminating a big, money block, a big inner limiting belief related to money. But what I realized when I was faced with a new opportunity today is that there's still some fear of failure that's still in there, that's lurking around, that I'm, going to need to get rid of. But basically, as I've been talking about, been this online fitness coach for almost 10 years, and I've done other types of coaching throughout my career. I worked in human resources. I helped people, in their careers, et cetera, et cetera. And so, but now I'm expanding into more of the life coaching realm, which is really where my, what gets me excited, and like I said, what I've been doing all these years for free, with friends and family, coworkers, whatever. But it is requiring me to get out of my comfort zone and to push myself, to some new limits, new areas. And one of the things that's so important when it comes time for you to grow and expand is you have to invest in yourself. And sometimes that can be a risk. But the truth of the matter is you get what you pay for. And so if whatever you're doing, if you try to go the cheap and free route, well, you're going to gain some knowledge and you will get some value from some things. But you'll never really truly get to where it is you want to go if you're not even willing to invest in yourself. If you won't invest in yourself, what makes you think any client or customer would invest in you? Because clearly, if you believed in yourself and your ability to apply whatever it is that you're going to learn or do and be successful at it, then you're going to invest in yourself without hesitation. And if you don't have the means, you'll figure it out. You'll find a way. And so that's kind of where I'm at, But when you're faced with that fear, like, oh no, but I could fail, right? And the truth is, sure, you could, but more likely than not, you won't. And if you really believe in yourself and you know that you're really good at what you do, then it's not that big of a leap to put your money where your belief is, put your money where your mouth is, put your money into you, right? So as I'm sharing this with you, I'm basically talking myself into the decision that I need to make personally. But I hope that, what I've shared here with you briefly has been of some assistance to you. So if you are dealing with that fear of failure, just really look back at the failures that you've gone through and really assess, were they really failures? Did you really have control over the circumstances or the situation? And if you did, what did you learn from it? If you learned from it and you grew and learned what not to do or what to do going forward and made that improvement, then you've won. Something happened, but you've grown from it. You moved forward. So you're not still stuck there with that situation. You've grown and you've moved past it. You've allowed it to create some benefit. Not that you needed it to happen for you to, be better, but it happened, period. And how you respond to it could be good or bad. And if you've chosen, okay, I'm going to respond to this in a way to where I'm going to let something good come from it, then you've moved past it. You're not a failure. You're not stuck in that moment in time. You're not shackled to some bad decisions that you made years ago. Certainly if you've changed your mindset, certainly if you've changed your thinking, certainly if you've matured, from that. So sometimes it really boils down to, we really have to learn how to forgive ourselves and accept that we have changed and grown and are new people. And it's okay. We're going to be okay when it comes to allowing ourselves to experience new opportunities and to put ourselves out there to try new things, that we can be successful. So those are my tips for you. Like I said, dissect that previous failure, do some research on inner limiting beliefs and work through clearing them out, and start giving yourself those positive affirmations every day, telling yourself, I'm successful. I am successful at everything that I do. I can do it. I can do anything I put my mind to. Because those types of affirmations are just going to help you start to change the conversation that you're having in your head, or that playback loop that you have that I'm a failure, I'm a failure. You want to disrupt that. So anyway, that's all I had to share. Please, if you would subscribe and like this video, and also if you would like a copy of my 6-step signature process, how to get what you want, then I will put the link to my website, coachjamila.com. Just subscribe and I'll email it over to you. And it's my process for how I've gotten a lot of the wonderful things that I've been able to get in my life and achieve certain goals. And I'm happy to share that with you for free. Like I said, just visit my website and fill out the subscribe box or even the contact me, and I'm happy to send that to you. All right, you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you here.